everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Today I want to go over how to unlock Jedi Master Luke with the least number of tickets lost, which means that you should be able to just finish all of your missions without any fails, which is really important, right? Like, we want to unlock our Galactic Legends. We've already put a ton of effort into getting them ready, or getting ready for them, so I'm just going to go over a quick couple things here, mods included, and then I'll show you all of the initial 3 tiers, and just kind of just some generalized strategy. I've watched a ton of videos, I've done it myself, and I have some good video for you guys. We'll do a couple freeze frames, and I'll get you on your way. So, with Jedi Knight Luke, now you can kind of just use whatever mods you want on Tier 1. Tier 1's not that hard for him, as long as you have decent mods. I just borrowed a full offense set. This is the set that I'm using for Tier 3 as well. I'll show you guys that again once we get to Tier 3, but there's no extra crit damage at all. It's all just pure offense. And that's it. I took it from my B1. I borrowed these mods from my B1. That's really all you need for Tier 1 and for Tier 3. So the first part of Tier 1 is a little nerve-wracking. So you have R2-D2, and he's just he's gonna get hit a lot. He can't really stun anyone. I don't know if they have just super high tenacity, or if they just have an immunity to stun. Like, that they're not immune to stun, so it must just be that they have a high tenacity. And really what you're going to do, the whole goal here, you put smoke onto Luke, you get Luke his Jedi's Will ability, and when they shoot him, then he hits them back. It's really not rocket science. They shoot him, he hits them back. It's really just kind of a cause and effect sort of thing. So for this, you can really almost do what you want. They'll hit R2. Maybe they'll come close to killing him, depending on how he's modded. If you've modded him for Tier 2, you guys can skip ahead if you want. I put a crit avoid arrow on him for Tier 2. That probably would help. In this particular video, I didn't have him modded that way. I had the regular mods back on him. So, anyways, I mean, this section is pretty easy. You just hit them. You put smoke on Luke, and they hit you, and you hit them back. Just basic swagga stuff. So let's actually just speed it up a little bit, because you guys don't need to see all of it in super slow motion, even though it's 4x speed. And one thing to keep in mind for this is Luke does on his basic dispel, but on his special, when he's hitting people, he doesn't dispel. That's the one that he calls R2 to assist and gives himself Jedi's Will, and that's it. So once you get to Tier 2, now there's something really important to notice at the very start here. So, you have Han. He is blinded forever in this mission. Everyone's taunting. The fact is, Han gets to target who he wants in his first shot. That's just how the rules are, and he doesn't miss on his basic. So you're only going to want to use basic or his buff ability. And then you're going to have to shoot guys who have taunt and everything. Eventually the taunt goes away and you can just target Boba. Once you take Boba out, then it's over. You don't have to kill everyone else. And if you read the event description at the start, that's what it says, but a lot of people don't read it. A lot of people don't know, and this might be kind of hard, so you don't want to use his middle special, because he's just going to miss, because he's blind. That's not going to do anything for him. And other than that, this is a pretty easy section as well. So, even though there are taunts, and it seems like you have to maintain that, you just target Boba and shoot him. And now, you want to use that middle special usually, but in this case, I used the buffs, Chewie shot. Now, notice how there are tenacity down on people. That doesn't matter either. I probably should have targeted with Lando, should have targeted Boba so that Chewie could assist, but doesn't really matter. You just do enough damage. I mean, my Han and Chewie, I didn't change their mods at all, and my Lando has horrible mods, so this was not a difficult one. You should get it fairly easily. Okay, so Tier 2, This one is the one that probably takes a little bit more skill or methodology. I hesitate to use skill. It's not super hard either. But if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose pretty quick and easy. So you want to be paying attention. And the biggest thing here at R2D2, you want to put a crit avoid arrow on him if you can. Make it 6E, and then put a bunch of speed and I guess just protection and survivability on him. You can see my armor bonus is really not that high. It really, I mean, the crit avoid arrow is going to do a lot of the work for you. And the other thing that you want to do here, not R2D2, but Princess Leia, you also want to mod her decently. She's going to be the source of a ton of your damage per second, DPS, and so I just put my Commander Luke mods on her. You can see I don't even have the square 6E or anything. I mean, it's pretty decent speed, and it's crit damage all the way around. Nothing too crazy though, honestly, but you really do want her to be pretty strong for this fight. She's only Relic 3 for me. I didn't upgrade her Relic level or anything. This is stock Leia with some actually decent mods. So, I had already done this one, I think 3 times by the time I went in, so I was pretty sure I was going to get this right. What you're going to do, you're going to have 3 waves. You want to kill the stormtroopers first. And you have Han. He is, of course, is pretty helpful. The biggest thing, though, you want to put the smoke on R2D2, so he's essentially the tank. And then you're just going to do a lot of basics. And you can use 3PO to call everyone to do basics and assist and all of that. Han can stun if he wants, whatever. You do want to kill the stormtroopers. And note, the biggest source of your damage isn't necessarily your like big hits. It's the exposed damage from 3PO being around. So what you can do here, I had Wicket call Han to assist. I really could have just called Leia to assist. That might have been more effective. I do like to call Han to assist just because it reduces turn meter sometimes, but otherwise if you do basics, that causes exposes and it does damage. So Leia, you always want her to be in stealth. Whenever you have that ability up, you really want to use it. Note that I do not have her Zeta or anything. I have everyone else's Zeta, but not Leia's. And I never really thought I'd use her that much. I probably won't. She's going to go back to having some pretty dumpy mods here pretty soon. The next match is the exact same, or the next wave. There's just more stormtroopers. I see no problems with doing the setting a fire of stormtroopers, either morally or technically for this. So you can see that I'm kind of messing around. If I have a stun on a stormtrooper, then I kind of target other stormtroopers. You can do it any way you want. Really, Leia just goes all machine gun on everyone and takes them out. And really, I mean, it's not that hard if you follow this kind of prescribed methodology. You take them out, and now we can take out the troopers. Really, or the Sith troopers, dear Lord, scout troopers, and really not that much of a problem. And at this point, like, I remember a lot of people were saying that this one is really hard and that it got really dicey for them, and so I was pretty nervous going into the third and final encounter. And of course, there are a lot of stormtroopers and other types of troopers. No Sith troopers, though. We're just going to do the same thing. Kill the stormtroopers first. Wicket's going to call random people to assist. If I don't have, if I have someone stunned and I want to do more damage, then I just target someone else with 3PO's mass assist. You can set some of these guys on fire like they're witches, and Leia can just keep in stealth, and you just continue on. I think the biggest thing, though, so if you kill the stormtroopers first, the reason you want to do that is you're just focusing damage on them, and you're actually making progress toward taking them out. Because if you start with the scout troopers, you're not going to be able to finish them off before the stormtroopers actually taunt anyways, so you're gonna have all that damage on different characters that, you know, you may as well focus down these characters one at a time. And so that's what we're doing here. And as long as R2 it stays alive, which he dodges a lot here, he also his crit avoid is just pretty strong for him. And yeah, as long as R2 stays alive, there's really no issue. Once they start critting him and killing him, those are the videos that I saw fail or come close to failing, was when R2-D2 was not, did not have crit avoid arrow, and he just kept getting crit and taken out. But as you can see, I'm finishing with mostly full health and protection. That's how it was for the majority of my fights. In fact, all of them were pretty smooth, though this is probably the best example. Alright, so I've also seen quite a few videos of failure here, and I think that the best solution, the best videos that I've seen of success were the guys who just went pure offense on their Luke, and that's it. Like, you just want offense, you want speed on him as well. You can see 237, that's a pretty decent amount of extra speed, well over 100. I think it's over 120 in fact, extra speed. Offense sets, you can see that the cross and triangle are mismatched, and I probably could have gotten a little bit better mods and stuff, but I was lazy. I just threw B1 mods on him. And one thing to note though, you want offense here because there's a lot of times that you do not crit against Vader in tier 3, and if you don't crit, you're not going to do nearly as much damage. The offense is reliably a certain amount of damage, and as long as you're hitting, which, you know, that the odds are in your favor for that, at least, then you're going to be doing a pretty set number of damage, pretty consistent, and it is enough to be able to get through this. So, just jump in, as you might expect, and read the random stuff. Now I start off with the long cooldown Jedi's Will for Luke, and you know, it took me a minute to just think through it. You want that, you want Jedi's Will on him at all times, so you want to save his special. I used a basic on him there, and then I did try to get the guaranteed crit on Vader. Obviously, he then went and just basically dispelled it by taking too many turns. But the thing is, if you have Jedi's Will on Luke, then whenever he gets hit, he's going to counter. And that's the important part. So every time he runs out of that, then you want to put it back on him. So just keep up a steady stream of Jedi's Will, and you're just going to hit Vader back every time. And you know, every once in a while, if you want to try doing the stun move on him or whatever, you can. Just keep doing Jedi's Will. That's the most important thing. Just spread out your Jedi's Will, and you'll be good. So you take out Vader, and after that's pretty easy here against Palpatine. There's really nothing to fear. If you get through Vader, Palpatine's just kind of a gimme. And so once again, get Jedi's Will up, and then you can actually stun Palpatine here. So that's what you want to do, or I mean, even if that's not what you want to do, that's what you probably should do. And you just take him out. So it's pretty easy, and I wish that the movie had gone on that way, that you actually hit Palpatine with a lightsaber, but that's okay. This is a cool version of that ending as well. So anyways, guys, I am going to leave you here. I hope you are able to unlock Grumpface Luke with minimum losses of tickets. I hope that this guide helped you, and yeah, gonna take off. So thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails.